Hey there, welcome back to Sea Power. We are currently defending the Kattegat near Denmark from some Soviet force. Our intentions are as of yet unclear, but it does look like they're planning on invading. So that means all Soviet ships are now considered hostile and we'll have to eliminate a good bunch of them. Welcome to part 2. I think this is a merchant, 8 knots. Classify as neutral. Alright, let's go get the Komars. Because these things are closing with some haste. And they will be in range in about half an hour. Because they got that 21 mile range. So in half an hour they'll have moved about 14 miles. 10 to 14 miles, which would put them in range here. My defenses are decent, but still somewhat limited. So let's get this missile on target. Eliminate the Komar R115 and R117 before they start throwing those Styxes at me. If they're ambitious, and they probably are, they're gonna try and shoot those missiles down. Oh, we got a new air, ESM 7031. Unfortunately, these harpoons have both decided to go for the same target because they're directly in line behind each other. Yeah, they're not gonna try and shoot that missile down. Good night. Okay, so that's you gone. There. Classify as hostile preeminently. Preemptively. It's going to be a waste of a good harpoon. I'm going to have to wait a little bit until this Komar is done for, so that I don't actually send more harpoons after it. 7031, classified hostile air. EM emissions. Huh. It's a wet ice radar system. This task force is slowed down to a crawl. So at least bought ourselves some time. So Romania is still on fire. I'd say her stern is a little lower than it ought to be. So she's potentially dealing with some flooding issues there. This guy is also dealing with some flooding issues, which allows Lucians to send another harpoon. If you want to be really careful with your missiles, I guess you could do it with a standard missile. Maybe a standard missile from Texas in this case. Because I got the range on that. But it'll be really close. Really close. I'm going to tell Narvik to disengage. And increase speed. Or rather detach from the formation and increase speed to flank. We're going to send the Penguins after this Gisha and the Okean. The Okean is not a very high threat because it doesn't carry any weapons. But it is a high threat because it will detect me. And the Gisha probably will too. But they can't actually do much. So that's the plan for now. The Narvik has now closed into range of her Penguin missiles against the Gisha 3. So I'm going to send a salvo of 4, assuming a few get intercepted, 1 or 2 might get spoofed, and all that ought to do the trick. So we're going to send salvo 4, and off we go. 1 away. It'll be the port side launcher next. Go on. Some haste would be recommended, otherwise these missiles will just get shot down one by one. I prefer to have them arrive in a bit of a tighter grouping, because the distance between them is now about 2 miles. That might not give the Gisha time to reload, but with a concentration of firepower and chaff, they can definitely stand a chance. That's why I prefer to have all my missiles arrive at the same time, at the same target. The invasion formation is still doing about 3 knots, some of them not even that. I think they're still waiting for their damaged Sovereign friend. So as long as they're taking their time to get there, I'm perfectly happy. First harpoon well on its way, and the Gisha is trying to fight back. We saw a couple of SAN-4s come in, but they missed. There's one of the smaller caliber guns on their stern. And by the looks of it, they're not having a lot of luck with it. Now Seawiz is joining the fray. There's more missiles coming in. This Gisha is not going to have a good time. There's 1 hit. That might cripple their defenses. I'm not sure exactly what this harpoon is doing. Sorry, Penguin. I guess it's going hunting towards the north, but thankfully this merchant's out of range. Doesn't need to worry about that. This one is going to kill off the Gisha, most likely. And the Narvik is going to then continue on her course. And I'm thinking of just gunning down the Okean with a 76mm gun. Because I don't really need much more than that, right? It won't shoot me. And there aren't a whole lot of ships that can actually threaten anything like the Norfolk here. She can defend herself if it comes to it, but I rather doubt it. At this point, the Grisha is pretty much done. There you go. The only thing that remains for her to do is sink, which probably won't take her too long. Torpedo in the water. We have a launch signature from a submarine here. Submarine has sent out torpedoes. These are USET 80s. And we caught them in time, I think. So Texas and her whole formation turn the fuck around. Thankfully, I still have a Sea Sprite in the air, and I have Skjold here, which can immediately jump in on the action. You can barely see her because she's in the clouds. We're gonna throw a couple of active buoys around this perceived submarine contact at a depth of 110 feet. That has to be above the layer. This one is... oh, there is no layer. It's too shallow here. Okay, excellent. So, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna throw an active sonobuoy down there, come around and throw a couple of torpedoes at it. Because, in fact, there are submarines here, and they will hurt you. Lucian's changing course. What? Oh shit, that was not the first salvo of torpedoes they sent. The Nottingham is sinking. They've been hit by a bunch of... wait a second. Wait a second. I missed these a few minutes ago. Missed them. Here's an interesting thing. These are USET 80s. It's possible that the submarine has 6 torpedo tubes, in which case they sent 3 53-65s. And now they have also sent a couple more. Kindly throw a sonobuoy. With some urgency. Damn it. I wonder if there's a second sub out here. That's possible. Slow down to 1/3. Skjold. Listen up. Throw a buoy. I need to figure out what's going on down there. As for this helicopter, new orders. Come over here. And Nottingham also had a helo. That makes this all the more sad. Because I was really planning on using that helo again. Buoy away. Please tell me you can find something. You can't? Really? At 0.67 miles away you can't find it? Huh. That's unfortunate. Okay, come around. That submarine's pretty much on top of that buoy. Speed? 5 knots. Last time we know, that is. But then on a course of 358, that's not the same thing. If they're on a course of 358, they must be heading that way. I love P3s and I fucking hate them at the same time because they never quite do what they're told. Because they don't have the turning circle that I want them to have. Ceasefire. Drop a buoy. Hostile air. At least that destroyer is not going to be a problem anymore. So we're now 1 for 1. We've killed 1 ship. And I have killed... well, I've actually killed multiple of theirs. I've killed the Komars, I've killed the Grisha, I have killed the Okian there. So I guess we're up a few counts. Okay, buoy away. That's an active buoy.
Roger, turn 002.
Nothing? What the hell? What sort of a ghost are we hunting?
003.
Just give me 3 buoys in quick succession. Is the second helo from the Elliot available? No. 6 minutes. Lucians doesn't have a helo, neither does Texas. I could have the Narvik. Yes. I'm going to preemptively throw a torpedo in the water. Because submarines tend to freak the fuck out when they have a torpedo in the water. And they detect it. Interestingly, this is going to potentially work a bit different today because of the sea state, and they might not actually hear the torpedo coming in. Put it away. Put it away. What? Romulan cloaking technology. Weird. Hmm? There's 0.3 miles of difference between these buoys. What? Okay, that's the last couple of buoys I got. What the hell is going on here? Am I tunnel visioning in the meanwhile? They're skilled. Skilled's flying too low. Go to 10. They were dropping buoys and torpedoes and shit. Nothing on the active buoys either. Is the weather so bad that we cannot pick up a sub at this range? Buoy away. Oh! You went west! You little shit. You're heading in the direction of my surface units. Well, you know, I never use these, but whatever. Engage. That's going to be a bit of a trek for those torpedoes, because they have an 8-mile range. They're going to spend half of their fuel just getting towards the target. Throw a buoy right on top of this bastard, so we can keep an eye on him. He's increasing speed now, and he's throwing noisemakers. Yeah, he's getting a little... Oh, he's not getting just a little worried. He's throwing Test 71s at me. I don't appreciate that course of action, my friend. Narvik, turn southwest. Run. Where the hell are they? What? Where the hell is that even going? What? No. I don't know how he pulled that off. Congratulations, you fucked yourself. What was that Test 71 even going for?
Track 7061 is contact faded.
Yep, this one's also in search mode. And I think it might have found something. Nope. What the hell? He's dead in the water. For a second, I was thinking, is there a second submarine out here? That would be particularly tedious to find. I mean, I gotta get the profiles up, I got the search profile up, but the challenge then lies, do I actually have 1 or 2 submarines I need to hunt? I don't have an infinite amount of weapons available, at least not on Narvik. 7063? Yeah, you're dead. Okay, so that was the end of that kilo. Those torpedoes probably aren't going to be a problem. They're just in circle mode. Oh, this one is in snake mode. What's the weapon seeker profile? Not great. Just continue on your course north, and we can be perfectly happy about you. Narvik still has 2 penguins. I'm saving those to deal with some bigger fish. In the form of that Okean over there. That's his noisemaker. RTB. I'm tempted just to throw another depth charge on top of them, just for good measure. Not that I need it, but, you know, revenge. I think our objective should still be to close the distance, and without the presence of Nottingham and her excess sets, it's going to be a bit more difficult. Not impossible, because I still have some harpoons left on Lucians. I still got harpoons here, and I got harpoons on Texas. So I have plenty of harpoons. The challenge is going to be getting into range. And I'm not sure if that Sovereign is still combat capable. I think she isn't. But it's safer to assume that she is. And to be pleasantly surprised afterwards. As for the Narvik, I'm going to keep hold of our penguins, because I might need those later. That was a really weird sentence. I just got it down with a 3-inch. Stick to the plan there. Texas and Co. is now at a point where I think it's warranted to go for a strike on the Rogov. This, I feel, is the most important target right now. Not potentially militarily wise, in the sense that it'll threaten me directly, but it is definitely threatening this island, as far as I can understand it. So what I'm going to do is send a few harpoons from Texas. Those harpoons are going to get joined by other harpoons, and we're going to have a bit of a blast, pun intended. The cash-in over there, unfortunately, isn't quite moving, so we're going to make our way over a little bit more. To get that 65-mile range. There. There is one more guy out there. Who is that? 7017? You're definitely not my friend. I just need to know how far away you are. So if you're out there, you're part of that formation. I think the Sovereign cannot do that much to defend their friends. I think the Sovereign is the one who needs defending. Of course, that's not going to happen. Interestingly, we're not picking him up on radar because Skuld keeps circling around. It's also a small contact, it's a meager. Okay. Now we should be ready. Texas. I'm going to do 2-2-2. So it's going to be 2 harpoons here, here, here. That means that at the same time I'm going to start launching from the Elliott. I'm going to send... thinking 1 harpoon each. 1. I don't want to engage this large one yet. I just want to get rid of these 3. And that's a total of 9 harpoons, which can get intercepted. Lucians, throw in another one. 1, 1, 1. Execute. And now the whole formation is blasting. There we go. There's the Elliott launching. So this is going to be a sizable swarm for them to deal with. They do have a destroyer there, which is capable of inflicting some surface-to-air missile problems for me. The rest of it, the Rogov, it can also defend itself quite well, actually. These things have a decent amount of defenses in the form of the SAN-4, the 5, they also got the AK and the CUIS. So they can definitely throw up some defense, which is why I'm kind of over-targeting this particular unit. In the meanwhile, the Narvik should be in range of the Okean. And yeah, it's almost there. We're going to close the distance. I'm going to unmask the gun. We're going to go to town on that thing. I guess a Sea Sparrow can be used, but I would rather use the 76 because I can still use the Sea Sparrows to defend myself. Yes, I can also use the 76 to defend myself, but let's be real. The missiles are much more likely to actually be effective. There is one little downside to these harpoons all arriving at the same time, and that's that one chaff cloud can confuse the lot of them. Whereas if you have them spread out, ships take a bit of time to actually reload that chaff canister, and that's going to give my harpoons time to just ignore that. The gunfire is not terribly accurate. shall we say? Especially not in this sea state, I imagine.
Hit track 7025. Contact faded. Track
It's going all over the place.
contact faded.
You're empty. Go home.
7078.
Arvik has already spent 100 rounds. Rather unsuccessfully, I should say.
Contact faded. Track 706.
I don't believe that getting closer in this game is going to get you more accuracy with a gun. It's not like you're going to be parking right next to the truck and going high and then just pump it full and make sure you hit everything. If only that were the case. Now, the Rogov is only 7.5 miles out from the first harpoons. This is going to be interesting. There we go. We have some defense from the cash-in. She's throwing up SAN-1s. Lots of them. To the point where she might actually not have that much launch capability to defend herself. Rogov. At this point, I'm kind of surprised she's not defending herself. Because she can do that. So where are your missiles? That's an 8-mile missile. There's the Suez. There's also some offensive ECM going at it. Yeah, there's the chaff cloud I was worried about. This one at least is in pop-up phase. It probably will inflict some damage. Rogovs are pretty sizable ships and potentially won't go down to 1. Ah, crap. Did they intercept any... Yeah, that was the Suez. Twice the Suez, actually. Over here. Fucking chaff clouds. This one's not getting fooled and will inflict some damage. Hit. Komar's dead. This one... Oh, come on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good. That ought to be plenty explosive. Lots of volatile materials aboard that landing ship. Hopefully that'll do it. I think it will not. We're going to waste another harpoon on the Komar here. We might get another hit on the cash-in, and you can see that they've largely fallen quiet. They're not really defending themselves as much. I was talking. And then you start sending up your missiles again. I said you were kind of defenseless. You're not supposed to be shooting my missiles out of the sky, you know? Oh, you're still shooting up that Okean. Well done. Is that thing not underwater yet? Surprised there's even anything left. Yeah, congratulations. You've hit a defenseless dead Komar. Cash in. Chaff cloud, no joy. And that's going to hit a stern. Hit. Probably a kill. Rogov, unclear. Good lord. How many rounds have you sent? You sent about half your rounds? You start out with 600? And yeah, you've inflicted some damage, but you've pretty much gotten nowhere. Bloody hell. Okay. I have seen 0 response from the enemy ship that was the Sovereign. And I have also seen 0 movement from the Sovereign. Actually, no, I think this is the Sovereign. Doing 0.1 miles. The Rogov still has propulsion. We're gonna have to attack again. We're gonna have to attack again. I still got plenty of harpoons left. Let's take another salvo of 4 missiles from Elliot. Off you go. 2. 3. 4. As long as we can kill off that landing ship, they're gonna have large problems on their hands trying to land anything. Because the rest of those ships can't really do it. I mean, yeah, arguably they can land, what, a sailor by helicopter? If that. But I don't believe they can do much more other than that. He's badly on fire, but I'm not sure he's going to die to that. I think they buffed damage control a bit. You've almost spent 400 rounds killing an unarmed transport. Come on, dude. It's not so much this ship that's the problem, really. It's the game. And specifically, the rather lack of accuracy with the main gun. And then even if you do hit it, I guess it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It's just a 3-inch, but still. I would like it if this thing actually went down. Now, as to these other contacts over here, I'm just going to give the cash-in another dose, because I don't know if it will sink, and if it doesn't, it might actually get some of its capacity back. I'm thinking, though, of doing that with a Tomahawk. You cannot target ships with a Tomahawk, but you can target the position right next to them. There. And that way, you sometimes get a hit with a Tomahawk. Even if it's a land attack missile. I definitely see this ship just wasting all of its ammunition. And then we're going to go through 1400 rounds of 40mm gun. And probably won't hit anything either. Or at least not enough to sink it. Let's see how it goes. First, Rogov. They're looking a bit worse for wear. Also a bit scorched. Apparently they managed to get the fires under control, which on a ship this big, I think is very impressive. I wonder how many men it would carry. Alexander Nikolaev. So far for the Soviet expansion plans into Denmark here. Yeah, 7092, hostile air. There's the spoofing. Oh no. 3 of the 4 Tomahawks. Harpoons are getting spoofed. They're all going for the chaff. If he intercepts this one, I get no hits out of that salvo of 4. That's gonna be a hit though. What a waste. Okay, Okean transport, traverse, surrender. Now, it's going to take the ship over here quite a while to get rid of this Okean. That, however, is going to take part in Phase 3. We're going to have a bit of a problem in that third part of the video, so please stick around and watch that one as well. If you want to do that right away, you can. Link down below in the description to the scenario, and next to the description you can find the join button, so that you can turn yourself into a member for only $1 a month. You can support my work, and you can get early access to all of my videos, including the next part of this little 3-parter. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you soon in part 3.